I'm Jim Lawrence. I'm 59. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and I love football. I always have.
Stand up for the Socceroos.
Stand up
For the Socceroos, stand up.
for the Socceroos. And by then, everyone is up and clapping and chanting. My love for football was nurtured over the years of watching SBS cover many World Cups, and I would spend as many hours as I could watching those matches. They could be late at night, of course they're on the other side of the world. And my first experience of a World Cup qualifier in Istanbul, when Turkey played Northern Ireland. When the A-League started, I immediately started following Melbourne Victory. My support for them lifted up quite a bit after going to the World Cup in Germany in 2006. But nowadays I'm a Western United supporter because I live in the northwest of Melbourne, and that's where they represent. I'm a tradesman of 40 years, and for about 30 years I've been fixing up old houses. I restore them for a living, and I love that job. I'm a Liverpool supporter. I have heritage to the area, so I love that, following that club and their ethos. Very famous club, Liverpool. Because I've been going to big matches for a long time in Australia and overseas, I could see the difference in the atmosphere. We can't have the opposition fans out singing us. We must be more organised than them. And so in 2015, when we had the Asian Cup in Australia, I started to formulate with a few other people a plan on how we could do this. And by the end of the Asian Cup, I became the capo. A capo needs a megaphone allows you to communicate with a large amount of people very quickly. We use call and response to get everyone to be on the same page, and everyone is very quickly singing and chanting the same thing. It's an awesome. Over the years I've painted all sorts of different banners, portraits, fence banners, and much larger tifo type banners which go over the crowd. They give a certain colour and flavour that really adds to the magic of the atmosphere at a match. My favourite player in the Australian League was Carlos Hernandez, El Zorro. King Carlos. He could get goals from anywhere on the pitch. Today, my favourite player in the Australian team is Harry Souttar. He's a giant, and Australia will be hoping that he is healthy for Qatar. So the most exciting matches I've seen for Australia have been the World Cup in Germany in 2006 against Japan, where Timmy got his first goal in 2006 against Croatia. Harry, where he gets the goal against Croatia, and that takes Australia through to the next round. And then in 2010 in South Africa, Brett Holman in South Africa, which was an amazing goal. He was fantastic, where we beat Serbia. And in 2018, that is Tim Cahill volleying the goal home against the Netherlands. This is the pivotal moment when Australia qualified for those 4 World Cups. 2006, 2014 Josh Kennedy, 2018 Mile Jedinak, and 2022 against Peru, and that was, of course, Redmayne. The Australian coach made a very brave decision to change goalkeepers just before the penalties were to take place. And this guy is a specialist on penalties. His name is Andrew Redmayne, affectionately known as the Grey Wiggle, and Australia is at the World Cup because he did really well in that penalty shootout. As far as this World Cup goes, I might not be able to go, but I will have a definite involvement in creating a live site in Melbourne. It'll be back at Federation Square most likely, which has become the traditional place for football in World Cups. That was the moment that Australia qualified for Qatar, and I was there. It was unbelievable. This is Australia and Japan. I'm at the match. We get into 83 minutes and Australia's still losing, but over these next 3 or 4 minutes we get 3 goals. What a great day for Australian football. This is my football shrine, and it shows you my support for Australia and the teams in Australia and Liverpool. What football provides me that no other sport can provide me is the chance to travel and experience the world. So you've got an excuse through football to see certain parts of the world that you would never consider.